told her don't let her friends know. In the Ville and I move like a dime. Eating fettuccine at Vincenzo's. Me and my amigos got that free smoke on the West Coast. Yeah, I'm talking about
What's poppin' YouTube? It's your girl Life D, and I am back at it again with another YouTube video for you guys. In today's video, as you guys saw with the title and thumbnail, we will be talking about Saints Row. Saints Row is a new game that just came out August 30th, I believe, and we're here to talk about it. If I'm not mistaken, this is my very first gaming video on my channel. And if you know me, you know I like to play video games, but I never thought to make gaming content. So that is what this video is, to be honest. I plan on dividing this video into two sections. The first section is going to be me explaining to you guys what Saints Row is, a little bit of the history, the storyline, etc, etc. And then the second portion of this video is going to be my review of the new game that just came out. I know a lot of my subscribers are probably not gamers, but I personally feel this is something that I'm interested in, so I decided why not try new content and see how a game review would do on my channel. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. So for those of you who don't know what Saints Row is, this portion of the video I'm going to talk about what it is. I have my little notebook and I wrote down some notes, so that's what I'm reading from. Saints Row is a RPG game. If you don't know what that stands for, it stands for role-playing games, and I would say it falls under the category of action and adventure, but in an open world. And it's a game that is compatible on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, but I play it via Xbox One. So they had a total of 6 releases with this specific title. With Saints Row as a title, they've had 6 releases. There was the original Saints Row, which came out 2006, Saints Row 2, that was released 2008, Saints Row 3, which was released in 2011, Saints Row 4, which was released in 2013, and then Saints Row Get Out of Hell, that came out in 2015. And now we're here today talking about Saints Row, the reboot that was released 2022. So if I were to give like a general description of the storyline, like a very general basic description of the storyline, it's pretty much about an aspiring gang fighting multiple rival gangs to take back the map. But as stories progress in later games, which is like Saints Row 3 and then 4 and then 5, there are other enemy forces to fight against. So for example, I mean, like, I think Saints Row 3, you become the president of the United States, and then you have to like do all this different types of stuff. And then for Saints Row 4, you're like overthrown by aliens and they throw you in some type of fake virtual world, and then you have to do stuff to get back to like reality. So those are really cool concepts that Saints Row has had throughout their gaming series. If you want like a more in-depth description or like storyline of what these games were actually about, I would consider going to the official trailers of each of these games to see if you're interested. Because I personally never played the first Saints Row, but I did start at Saints Row 2. I loved it, and I love Saints Row 3 and 4 and Saints Row 4 Johnny Out of Hell. All of those were good, in my opinion. So to end this segment of the video, I just want to say that I feel like if you like GTA, then you might like Saints Row. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Saints Row was kind of inspired by GTA, because I believe it came out after GTA, but I might be wrong on that. If anyone knows, you can just comment down below, but that's just what I thought. Who knows? Now that I've said all of that, and now that you know a little bit about what Saints Row is, I'm going to get into my review of their latest release. I'm going to take you guys through the walkthrough of what I experienced when I bought this game. A couple months ago, my dad was like, okay, Saints Row is supposed to be coming out with a new one, like Saints Row 5. And I was thinking to myself, I don't think they're finna do it, because like it's been so long. Because like I said, their last release was all the way in 2015, and with it being 2022, I was like, okay, if they were coming out with a new one, it would have been came. And that's how I felt last year. But it finally came out 2022. So one random night, I was thinking to myself, I wonder if it came out yet. So I looked it up, I checked, and it said it was released August 30th. And then I went to YouTube and I looked at the official trailer, which was 6 minutes long. I watched it and absolutely loved it. Then I came to my Xbox, went on the Microsoft store, searched it up, and bought it immediately. It was $60. Obviously, you guys should know how much games cost if you're a gamer, but it was $60. They had different versions that were higher, but I just got the base game. And it was really pretty much up from there. So I would say the reboot is very different than the previous stories. In this particular game, there's you as the main character, then there's 3 other roommates that you have. So it's 4 people, like 4 main characters in total, and you play as one of them basically. And I guess with this game, they tried to take the more realistic and relatable type of way. So the storyline starts off as you being like a military personnel or whatever, and you do a bad job and you get fired, and then like you're pretty much broke and your roommates are broke too. So it's like, okay, y'all need to do something. So they basically was like, okay, we should start up our own game, which is the Saints. Each of these like 3 other roommates, they all have their own different storylines. And I also like to throw in that the missions in this new game are kind of similar to the missions that you would have in the previous games. So it'll kind of be like 50-50 as far as storyline, and then 50-50 as far as like action, like shooting and stuff like that. I would say that so far I like the game, and I feel like a lot of people have been talking so bad about it, but I personally like the game. Like, I don't feel like it's bad. I don't feel like it's not worth the money, because I've been enjoying it ever since I bought it. I feel like there's a lot to do in the game. So for one, obviously there's missions, and as you progress, more missions come up. There's a large variety of customization. So with this new game, Saints Row has always had a lot of customization, but with this one, they kind of made everything customizable. So you can customize your cars, your guns, your characters, your like your gang, your headquarters, all that type of stuff. They have unlockable skills and perks, which could be unlocked and purchased through the revenue you make in the game. They also have collectibles that you can collect for decor for your headquarters. They have like a section for bounties, so you can, there's like an app that you go onto, and there's a list of different people that are wanted, and you can make those active and complete those bounties. I feel like there's a large map. Like, I feel like the map is pretty large, and it has some pretty good architect in it. Like, I was actually impressed with the graphics and how intricate some of the buildings and the bridges and stuff like that look in the game. Like, I feel like they put a lot of thought into specific locations on the map. And those are pretty much all the things that I wrote down as far as what you can do in the game. But there's a lot more than what I just said in the game, and I haven't even tried everything, but like I said, I've been enjoying it. So down to the nitty-gritty part, I would say what could be better with the game is the driving. Now, I know a lot of people usually like to play these types of games specifically for the driving, but in this game, I would say the driving isn't all that good as far as like sensitivity. Like, when you try to turn, all of the turns are like super wide rather than it being like a regular turn. And they also have this option where you can like swerve or like do like a jerk turn, but to me that kind of seems pointless. They should just fix the driving, make the driving a little bit better and a little bit more smoother, kind of like floaty. Like, I don't know how to describe it. The driving just isn't that great. And then another thing I would say that could be better is the music selection. Now, with this part, I can compare it to the last games that they had. Their other games had some good music in them, and I found myself listening to some of the songs outside of playing the game, and like, that's how good, you know, their music selection was. But in this new one, those songs are not that good. Like, I'd rather just ride in silence when I'm driving the cars in game, because they literally only have one song that I like in the game. And although they do have like some popular rappers or whatever in the hip hop stations like J. Cole and JID and Trippie Redd, it's just not up to par. Like, obviously each game has their own specific radio stations with their specific songs. So I feel like they just could have did a better job as far as music selection, but that's like small. That's like a miniature thing. That's not like a big issue or nothing like that. That pretty much concludes all of the things that I had to say for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see more gaming videos, like reviews or like my thoughts or like informational videos about specific games. I can start doing those if you guys want me to. My throat hurts. That's all. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.
Hometown hero, feeling myself, can't murder my ego. She heard of my deep stroke, she said, babe, does it hurt when I deep throat? Certified freak hoe, hang around dust and she learning my lingo.